in my routes file, this wildcard as it currently sits can be anything. It's then included in this file path. So if I die, dump, and debug the path, and we have a look, let's access a post, and sure enough, here's the path that is generated. But yeah, again, the problem is that wildcard could be anything, as you see here. And we don't want to allow that. So sometimes you'll want to say, well, this wildcard needs to be a number and nothing else, or letters and nothing else, or a combination of letters and numbers, maybe a dash, maybe an underscore, but certainly not anything else. Okay, with Laravel, it's really easy. Have a look. At the bottom of your route, you can add this where constraint. Now there's a couple ways to do this. One, provide a regular expression. Otherwise, if you're not up on those, and nobody would blame you, there are some helper methods you can reach for. But the basic syntax is this. Where, and you give the name of the wildcard, we called ours post, and then you provide a regular expression. So again, if you're not familiar with these, don't worry, you're not falling behind, but just come along for the ride here. This regular expression says, in brackets, look for anything, A to Z. Could be capital, could be lowercase. The plus symbol means find one or more of the preceding character. So effectively, find one or more of an upper or lowercase letter. Nothing else. So now, have a look. And actually, let's bring back the path. All right, back to Firefox. I give this a refresh and watch what happens. We get a 404 because now this URI doesn't match any route in our application. Let's change it to something that does. So if we said upper or lowercase letters, but notice we did not get a 404 not found. We did have a route registered for this endpoint. And then we checked right here, well, does that file exist in the post directory? Kill the execution and log it here. But now we've gone backwards a little bit. If I try to access my first post, that doesn't work. Can you figure out why? Why is that not working? And of course the answer is, well, we got dashes there. And in our regular expression, we didn't allow dashes. So inside the brackets here, we'll say, yeah, an underscore would be okay and a dash as well. But let's make sure we escape that because I'm not talking about A to Z. I'm saying literally the dash symbol. Okay, now if I come back to Firefox and give this a refresh, we're back to where we were. Now again, like I noted, alternatively, you have some helpers here. So you have things like where alpha, and then you give it the post in this case. This would be the equivalent of saying, all right, it needs to be an upper or a lowercase letter and nothing else. And often in your editor or IDE, you might be able to command click on the method that will take you to where that's defined in the framework code. Notice right here, this is the regular expression, and that is just the long form of A to Z. Same thing. You have a couple others here. Where alphanumeric, that means it can be letters or numbers, nothing else. And then this one, where number, that means it needs to be a number and nothing else, of course. So those are options for you. If you ever want to fetch something by an ID, you could always say where number, and then you provide the wildcard. Otherwise, if you need a little more control, like in our case, we would do something like this. Okay, don't worry, the regular expression portion of this series is now over. So if we get rid of this, we should be back to where we were before, but we've now added a constraint to our route. Next up is caching.